So today I'm sharing my story of how I bought my first car. I'll be sharing the plans I made before actually buying, talking about how I built up my credit score, save up for a deposit of my car, also talking about the mistakes I made during that process, also talked about the lessons I have made, and also what I feel I should have made or done differently during that time. So guys, I want to keep this video as short as possible, so don't forgive me if I tend to speak a little bit faster during the episode. But until then, guys, please do ensure you click the like button as well as leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the video and also leave me a comment about the topic we have covered. Alright guys, without wasting any time, let's get into today's video. Hello everyone, welcome to the Student Investor Podcast with myself, Ivan Sambo. Whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or watching on YouTube, you are welcome to the Student Investor Podcast. As the intro and the title says, today I am sharing my story about how 1 year ago on this very time, I bought my first car. I'll be talking about the journey, saving up to that, planning towards that, talking about the mistakes I made during that process, and also lessons I have learned and what I did right, and also sharing my feedback 1 year later. How do I feel about my first car, and what do I think I should have done differently in buying my first car? So let's talk about the planning stage. So me buying my first car, two parts. The planning stage started 3 years before actually buying it. So I started planning to buy my first car in 2020 because I was planning that when I graduate in 2022, I need to have a car because to get a job is much more advantageous when you have a car. So for me, it's like I wanted to have a car in 2022 when I graduated. So this meant I needed to save. I had 2 years to save, and I sat down myself and I did three things. Number one, I researched what specific car I wanted, and for me at that time in 2020, I didn't have that much knowledge about cars and what I wanted. So I only wanted a Honda. I forgot what type of Hyundai it was, but I remember it was a Hyundai, and that Hyundai costed 200,000 rand. 200,000. It costed 200,000 rand. So I said, okay, I need to buy this Hyundai by 2022, and it cost 200,000 rand based on that specific time. So what I'm gonna do is that I want to have 25% of the total value of the Hyundai as a deposit, meaning 50,000 rand I need to have as a deposit to reduce my monthly payments and to also have negotiative ground on this car when I am talking to the dealership or the dealer or the salesman or the financial service provider or whoever will be financing my car, because I was not going to have in 2 years 200,000 rand, but I was going to have 50,000 rand. So that was the plan, right? 2 years. Save up 25% of the total value of the car. The total value of the car was 200,000 rand, and 25% of that is 50,000 rand. I need to save that from 2020 to 2022. Second goal I set for myself is to build the most beautiful credit score I can ever imagine, and the most beautiful credit profile ever, so that I can negotiate with my car financing institution, or whatever bank it is, a better interest rate for myself based on my credit score. That was the three goals I had. I researched more about the car I wanted. It was a Hyundai at the time. I forgot which Hyundai it was, and also to build up my credit score and also save 25% of the total value of that Hyundai, which was 50,000 rand, so I can ensure I keep my monthly payment low. That was my goal. Fast forward to 2022, sadly life happened, issues happened. I had a lot of personal things and family things happening during that timeline that I wasn't able to save that 50,000 rand I wanted. And also, when I finished my final year, I had a different opinion about the type of car I wanted. So I remember I remember in November of I was about to write my final exam. In November of 2022, I was about to write my final exam. I sat down with myself before writing. I don't know which exam it was. Before writing that exam, I sat down with myself. I was like, let me go back to this goal of saying I want to buy myself a car by end of 2022, meaning next month, which is December. I must buy a car. Let me sit with this goal. It is doable now. Okay, I've built a good credit score, but it's not the best credit score I wanted for myself. Secondly, do I have the 50,000 rand that I wanted to save for a deposit? No, I did not have. Do I still allowed to buy that specific car I talked about 2020, that Hyundai? I remember saying no. I don't even remember what Hyundai it was at the time as well, because I lost my journal where I wrote down everything. All right. So now my plan was stopped. I created a new plan for myself. I remember after exams, so when I was done my last exam, I traveled back home, and the one thing I did like crazy was research which specific car I want. I remember I spent like 2 weeks for myself researching which car I want. And I want to buy this car within 1 year. And when I was researching, there were three things that were important to me. I want a car that will be reliable for a first-time car owner. I want a car that can take mistakes made by a first-time car owner. I want a car that's easy to fix by a first-time car owner that doesn't know much about cars. I want a car that can be bumped or can be scratched but doesn't just break because of those issues, because I will be a first-time car owner. I will be making mistakes. I want a car that's reliable for that level of mistakes. That was my mindset when I was researching. Secondly, I wanted a car that's cheap on insurance and also affordable. So the price of insurance was in my back of my mind every single time I was searching. I wanted a car that's reliable, the car that's cheap, not cheap but affordable, low cost, and also affordable or cheap on insurance as well. Those were the things I was looking for when I was researching which specific car I wanted. And lastly, I wanted a car that repairs are not hard. Won't take 7 years to order a part of that car. And I reached a conclusion after spending 2 weeks of researching that a Toyota Agyo was the best solution for me. A Toyota Agyo, it made sense. It met up to all those issues or those points I have raised. So I look at how much a Toyota Agyo will cost. It was cheaper on cash, obviously, but I was looking at their price in terms of being financed by an institution at that given time where I was. A Toyota Agyo was also reasonable, right? But I also wanted secondhand because I couldn't afford to buy a brand new one. I wanted secondhand and only have one previous owner, never involved in an accident and all of that. So I got the amount, and typically, majority on average, right? The average price on with financing of the Toyota Agyo I wanted was around 250,000 rand, and that was in December 2022. So I spent time. And I used that price and I set myself a goal. There's my goal. Have 35% of that 250,000 rand as deposit. Use your credit cards wisely. Use my credit card wisely so I can build up my credit score very well, improve from what I'm at, and also save up on the side 2 months of my car monthly payments as to put on my emergency savings account. 2 months of my car monthly payment, what I predict my monthly payment will be, right? So that was the goal. From December 2022, by August 2023, I reached that goal. I had all of that. I had a 2 months car payment saved up. I had to put in my emergency savings account just in case something happened when I had this car. I have 2 months of the car payment saved up. Secondly, I had the deposit. I had the 60,000 rand deposit for the car. And yes, it was not 25%, but I just wanted to save 60,000 rand, so I saved 60,000 rand. And my credit score was beautiful. I was happy with my credit score. Now, I was also happy still buying a Toyota Agio. I was still happy buying a Toyota Agio. So I don't know why the camera still does that thing of being light and dark, changing colors. I'm sorry about that. For those people watching YouTube, I don't know why the camera does that. So I was happy buying the Toyota Agio. I was still happy. So now it was time to make the application and buy the car. But for me, one thing I had to do, I wanted to ensure that when I go to a dealership to make an application, a dealership I can trust. So I spent 1 week researching which dealership has the specific type of Toyota Agio I wanted. Because I already said I want a Toyota Agio that has one previous owner, has never been involved in any car accidents, has never had any faulty repairs, has all the right documentation and paperwork, has all the service history, and everything around the engine is checked and verified, even by a third party. I wanted a dealership that would have that specific type of Toyota, including the type of color I want as well. Because I was picky with my color as well. I was picky with my color. So I had those requirements of type of Toyota I wanted, and only 5 dealerships had met those that had the type of Toyota Toyota Agio I wanted. And I now had those names of 5 dealerships, and I started doing research on the dealership. Not that the car, was already done my research on the Toyota Agio. Now I was doing research on the dealership that's selling the type of Toyota Agio I wanted, because I believe that getting a better understanding of the dealership will influence the type of car I get and the experience I will have, and if they can trust the car itself. So I spent a week, almost a week, not a week, actually 4 days. I remember it was from Tuesday until Friday. Yeah, almost 4 days. Yeah, 4 days researching the dealership. Guys, I was going to Glassdoor. I was going to Indeed, looking at reviews of all the 5 dealership, what previous employees said about this dealership. I was going to go look at the review what customers are saying about this dealership. I was going to Facebook, looking at the reviews on Facebook, but also going to comment section of every post they make, looking what people are saying in the comment section about this dealership. I was going to TikTok, watching TikTok video of people talking about this dealership. What are people saying on TikTok about this dealership? In the comment section, I was stalking all these 5 dealership, guys. I was stalking them for full 4 days until I got one dealership which was in Mamasbury, and after doing so much intensive research about this dealership in Mamasbury, I was so happy about them. They also had issues, but they had least issues compared to the other 4 of the 5. They have least issues. So I remember on the Friday when I was done, I was happy with them. I made my application. I pick up my phone, called not make my application. I pick up the phone. I called the dealership, got the salesman there, contacted the salesman, went to Mamasbury, booked an appointment, saw the car, liked it, test drive it, blah blah. Made my application, right? And this is where I'm saying getting the right dealership matters. The 4 days I spent researching all the dealership paid out. Is when it was time to make the finance application, right? Guys, when I say I had the most beautiful experience with a saleswoman and a financial representative ever, you wouldn't believe this. I made my application with the Mamasbury the car dealership. The lady who was dealing with the entire process said to me, we were about to make an application to a lot of financial institutions at the same time. I want you, every single time I get an offer from each financial institution saying they will finance your car, I will send it to you with zero opinion from me. I want you to read it through yourself. Whatever offer I get, I'll forward you this information. Whatever offer I get, whatever client declaration or rejection I get, I'll send it to you. Read it. Then after 5 days, because we have that time, after 5 days, during the 5-day period, when you're done, we'll meet and you'll tell me which offer you want to take. Then I'll give my advice. After you have made your own decision, I would give my advice then. Beautiful experience. For those 5 days, guys, every time an offer will come, she will email it to me. Every time, I remember when West Bank rejected me, she sent me that rejection with the reasons. She sent it to me. When Absa sent me an offer. She sent it to me. When Nedbank through MFC sent me an offer, she forwarded it to me. When Standard Bank made me an offer, she sent it to me. I spent my time. I read it myself. I made my own conclusion without her interference, and I said I will go with Nedbank MFC. I want to meet up with her on the Friday. She told her like, oh, I was going to suggest you go with them because they're the cheapest one. And she said, do you want to negotiate? Try to even to find a better deal than what they're offering. And I said, yes, try negotiating. Let's try negotiating to get a better deal. She said, okay, cool. Here's the email and number of the sales representative from that bank. You can call or I can call. You do what you want. You tell me what to do. Guys, I had power during the process. Like I had the power. I control, like, I felt so much empowered in my car financing process because nothing was done without me having input. And this is me buying my first car. I don't know if everyone had this experience, but I felt power. I feel like I am empowered to make decisions about my first car. I felt like I was being heard, that whatever financial decision I make is mine decision. It's not a sales representative trying to earn commission. I felt like that. Was that the case? I don't know, but that's what I felt. I said, no, for me, I am already happy with the offer I got from that bank, right? But you can negotiate something better if you can, and I'll be so grateful for that. And she said she will try. She tried. She failed. Nedbank didn't want to budge on the offer they made, which was okay, but we tried. So yeah, that's my finance period, like the process I went through with my first car. And after that, okay, we signed the papers. I got the papers. One mistake I made, right? One mistake I made, and I still regret it, that because you cannot leave the dealership without insurance. I felt like I should have waited while I'm still in the dealership to apply for a naked insurance to insure my car instead of what I would left the car dealership with. I researched all of these things, right, about my car, and I forgot insurance. So I can't leave the dealership without insurance. And now I had to take insurance on the spot. And when I did, I got my insurance through a middleman of Discovery Bank. Horrible experience I had with Discovery Bank, guys. They gave me a list of insurance companies, and Discovery was the cheapest one with an access of 10,000, paying around 1.6 a month. Access 10,000, monthly payment 1,600 rand, and they were the cheapest that the middleman can offer me. And I took it. How stupid of me. I took it and I used it for 2 months. And besides that 1,600 rand I pay for Discovery, there's also a 80 rand service fee for the broker that got me Discovery. So I'm paying 1,680 rand, and that 80 rand goes to the middleman that got me Discovery. I paid that insurance for 2 months, and I got that Discovery thing they put there on the car. That sensor thing was making me stressed every time I drive. I'm a first time car owner, and I had to drive that Discovery scanner thing. It was giving me anxiety, stress, depression, everything, high blood pressure. Guys, horrible experience. Out of nowhere, something said, stop, Ivan, get a new insurance. And I called Discovery. I'm out. I didn't know who I was going to, but I was like, stop, I don't want you anymore. They're like, why? I don't know. Cancel it. Cancel the insurance. Cancel it. And thank God I got a good offer from Direct Insurance, My Way and Naked. My Way, Naked and Discover. No, My Way, Naked and Direct Insurance. Those three gave me a good offer. All of them access of 5,000 rand. All of them I was gonna pay 1,100 and something rand. Naked insurance was 1,120 rand. My way was 1,180 rand. Direct insurance was 1,109. I think 20 rand. Like they were all cheap. They were all cheap. Access was 5,000 rand. Reasonable insurance companies, but I ended up going for my with Naked Insurance, not because it was better than others. All three for me were good. They were all offering the same thing. But the thing I want with Naked is because I had my cell phone insurance with Naked. So I was like, Adam, it's okay just to group everything into one thing and just get one debit order with Naked covering everything. So that's why I went with Naked Insurance. So guys, please, anything I learned later on, please guys, are buying your first car, you can research your insurance, how much the type of car you're buying will cost insurance. When you get there, you call your insurer and your insurance there. You're not using the sales representative of the car dealership like that. You don't use those people. You can do that actually. I didn't know that. I wish I did. So that's the car I got my first car. When I bought it, I bought it and I wanted to also put service and maintenance plan with it, which has been a lifesaver. I don't know about service and maintenance that comes with that. Another thing as well, I wish I could have put my tires on my insurance company and my insurance as well, because tires, man, the roads, tires, especially my car, it has 2 tires issues this year alone. So since I bought it, so I think tires are a problem. I'm not sure it's the roads here in Cape Town or what, I don't know, but tires keep on getting like leaks. I got 2 of them fixed already, but it's cheap, and I pay, like, I know with Tiger Woods and tires I paid around 160 to get them fixed, the tires, so it's not an issue. But I wish I could have been charged. I don't like paying things like from my pocket. So that was my journey of how I planned, bought and financed my own car. 1 year on to owning the car, what's the thing I wish I would have done better? As I said, the insurance thing. Secondly, I feel like there's no other thing. The biggest mistake for me was insurance. I got a car that's, number one, is reliable. I make a lot of mistakes as a first time car owner, and I'm so grateful I picked this specific car, the Toyota Agio 2021, because even when I make mistakes, the car can take those mistakes. You can't see it. Because this car being bumped it can handle mistakes, can handle first car owner mistakes. It's easy to fix. I have made mistakes as well on myself when I broke certain things in the car, and I just go to Toyota and they order the parts. Takes like 1 day, the part is there, the car is fixed. I remember when I bumped it and need to get the new headlight was replaced very easily, no issue. There's time where the mirror, I hit a wall and the side mirror fell. I went to Toyota, got a new mirror, I put it in there myself. I even put it myself. Like if you're a first time car owner, you make mistake. I bumped like a wall by mistake, so I had to get a new mirror on the side. So you make a lot of those mistakes, and it can be easy for me to even repair the car because I just go to Toyota. Everything's always ready and available. It's not expensive to even fix those things. It's not expensive, and I get Toyota approved parts, quality parts, and they're not even expensive. I can afford them, and I'm still in my young age. So for me, that's one thing I'm grateful for, and also petrol as well. It doesn't consume. My car, I took it, but it doesn't consume a lot of petrol. I pay 580 rand per week on a full tank, and I have to drive from work to home and home to work every single time. And I work far, guys. I stay in Tableview. I work in Bellville at the University of Western Cape. I have to drive there every day, and I put 580 rand full tank, and I can drive there every day. And I can go do my other things. I only refill my car once every week, which is on a Monday. So for me, it's a lifesaver on fuel. So for me, so far, I'm happy. I got everything I wanted. So if you're a first-time car owner, here are my tip. Please spend time researching the type of car you want in advance before actually buying it. Research how much you can afford for it and whether you have to save for a deposit or not. And please, if you're going to use car finances, please to ensure you apply knowing you have the best credit score you can get for yourself. Thirdly, please research the dealership you buy your car from, because that will determine the type of experience you have. Ensure you understand the dealership and how it works. If it means you have to stalk the dealership and the salesman that works there, please do that, because it will help you have a good experience. Also, please ensure you are to see all the offers you get from insurance, from the from finance people. Luckily for me, I was seeing them all myself. My salesman was showing me all of that. Please ask for that experience as well, ask to see all of that. And thirdly, get all the documentation about the car. Guys, if you're entitled to see a document, ask for it. There are people like Muzi Sambo here on Facebook, here on YouTube, and on Facebook and TikTok that tells you what document you need to see. Please watch his channel, get to know which document you need to see. Thank God for that channel by Muzi Sambo. I got to know which document I need to see and know of before buying a car through the channel. So do double check that. And also, insurance, guys, please don't take the insurance that the salesman offers you. Go get your own insurer. You can even come and already know insurer you're gonna call. Then when you're in there, just call an insurer. Then say, hey, finance my car, secure it. I'm in a dealership right now. Do that if you have to. And don't be afraid to negotiate your price of your car as well. Not only negotiate in terms of the car financing, but also negotiate when you are buying it from the salesman as well. Don't be afraid to do that as well. So that's it, guys. I hope this video is helpful for you, helping you understand car finance. Until next time, guys, be safe and happy investing, or happy managing your money wisely. Be safe, guys.